Good evening, everybody. My name is Blinkies. I wanted to make a quick video here on just on when to focus a little, or maybe to allocate a little bit of attention over to defenses. I think probably the most obvious little block most people are going to run into is maybe like some of these like middle time marks. So, like if we get into like 5, 6, 7, that's probably where you'll start to see a little bit of a block. You want to make sure you're a little bit healthy, so you can kind of run through these as quick as possible. A lot of people, with time mark 7, especially as soon as you get here, are going to want to be doing a lot of boss rushing. If you die, you're not rushing. So something to kind of, peel back on a little bit, is you can just grab, and I know this sounds really basic, but you can come in here and just grab, and maybe that's not a great example, but come in here and grab some energy shield or grab some, health, whatever makes the most sense for your character. A lot of these are going to have, an option for like this one has life and energy shield, or some evasion or just, some lightning resistance in here, right? A lot of these are going to have an option for some type of defense. Okay, so like you can see, this one's got, again, energy and shield. A few other options, to look at, you could probably just swap, one of your skills, or, just wouldn't necessarily recommend an aura, but maybe you can add on like an extra aura or something like that for, some defense. Um, Something else that's really easy to do is also just getting, like, you can see here I have some life regain and some energy shield regain. These numbers are pretty low, but as you're kind of, just auto casting, this is going to be a really easy way to get some, life back or some energy shield back, depending on what you're going. Um, there's other nodes here in the talents as well. This is not a great option to look at, but there's going to be options that will have, max energy shield, or I know there's like, will auto start charging your energy shield after you've dealt damage, or whatever those options are. Those can all be really easy ways to just ensure you're not dying a ton, that you can kind of get through the map quicker. Another option, I wouldn't necessarily suggest going for these, but you can pick up something like, Anthem. There's other legendary heroes here as well. If you just happen to have them, again, I wouldn't necessarily recommend going for these per se. Let's see here, where are they at? Um, for some reason, I'm not seeing them. Apologies. But there's some other tank options in here. Here we go. Persistent, not quite. Survival. There you go. So like this Preserver of Eternity is a really popular one. Gives movement speed, and then up here, less XP lost, and some chance to avoid damage and some elemental resist. So it's pretty popular. This altogether gives 10%, elemental resist. So that's fire, lightning, and cold damage resistance, which is fabulous early on, you know. So slapping something like that, early on is a really good way to make sure you're getting through the campaign quickly, that you're getting through some of those early time marks, as healthy and as quickly as possible. And then again, when you're boss rushing, you don't really want to be dying, So slapping a little bit of extra defense on there is going to be a really easy way to just kind of get through those blocks. Kind of the same note, I would say, for Time Mark 8 and Profound. You're going to need a little bit of additional defense to, run in there and start doing some of those mechanics. Damage is kind of obvious, but, if you're dying every 2 steps you take, that can be kind of tough to run through. So just some food for thought on that. If you have any questions, just let me know. But we'll go from there, guys. Thanks. Bye.